Welcome back to the Niele podcast, everybody. I'm Shania,
I'm Ray Ray.
and our guest today is Uncle Dorian.
Woo! Round of applause. Round of applause, studio audience.
Studio audience.
We're so happy to have you on the show today. I'm especially happy. This is my dad. The uncanny resemblance. Shania looks like her dad, so.
You know,
all right, tell us your name, age, what you do for a living,
where you live,
where
you fall in the Tupe brothers.
Dorian Tupe. Dorian Ta'a Tupe. I am 48. I fall in the middle of all my siblings, the boys. And reside in Roy, Utah, baby.
And where do you work?
And I work for Geneva Rock. I do construction.
So we're just gonna get right into your childhood. Hopefully you can remember that back in the dinosaur days.
He said, wow.
Okay, so where were you born?
I was born in a hospital in Whanga'alu, American Samoa.
Did you live in the same house the whole time you lived in Samoa? Like from when you were born to when you grew up, or did you move houses?
Nope. When I was born and went to our village. It's called Pangai State, baby. If you from Pangai, you know where it's at. And I was born and raised in that house. And the only difference is I used to go to my grandma's house in Auko to run away from parents.
Was that far away?
It was far. It was a far walk.
Oh, God.
And I used to hitchhike, but yeah, it's not bad. It's not.
What is your earliest memory in Samoa?
My earliest memory in Samoa is being with my Uncle Kia. It's my dad's youngest brother. He used to take me everywhere when he was young. When I was young. Yeah, is growing up with Uncle Kia, and he passed away in 80.
Whoa, 1980?
In 1980, he passed away.
What was your happiest memory?
Is that you can do whatever you want to do every day. As long as you do your chores, you can go and fish, you can go walk the reef, you can go to the mountains, you can do everything you want to do as long as your chores are done. Those are memories that will always live with me, and I will always keep with me.
What was it like growing up in Samoa? I know you said that as long as you do your chores, you can do anything, but like, how is it? Let's just say, how is it different than what it's like growing up in like the States?
In the state, you have more rules, I think, that a lot of the parents, and plus everything that goes on out here in the mainland, talking about violence and all that. Back home, you can walk every village for miles, as far as you can walk. And if it's late at night, you need a ride home, those people will bring you back home, because everybody knows everybody and everybody's related. So they know who the two big boys are, and they will always give you a ride to go home.
Do you have any scary stories?
I used to go to my your great grandpa's graves at night. And it's because I used to run away and I'll get in trouble, and I used to run down, and it was right down to the beach where our family gravesite is. And you used to see a lot of things that you'll think are people walking at night, but it's the spirits of our family members that are just walking around and just checking how the village is and making sure that everybody's all right. You know, you don't know what you're running into.
Where did you go to school?
I went to school, Whangaitua High School, home of the Vikings. Hell yeah.
Do you know where you went to elementary school and middle school?
I went to so in American Samoa we don't have middle schools. You just go elementary school, which is Alofau Elementary School, woo woo. And they have a kind of like a kindergarten, and that one was like it was next. It was the same village that we lived in, but it was in Whangaikua, and that's where I went. And then Alofau was grades 1 through 8, and then you graduate elementary school, and then you go straight to high school, which was 9 to 12, and that's where I finished my high school. Was Funky Town, Funky Town.
Who was your best friend?
Middle school or elementary
well,
school?
elementary.
Elementary school was my cousin Asolele Karoshanga. Hell yeah, that's my buddy. Didn't meet up with him till they left to move to Alaska. And the last time I met him was when they came down for Auntie Daisy's funeral, Uncle Junior's wife's funeral.
Wow.
And this was, I think, was a couple years ago.
Mhm.
It was the first time I met him since they left Samoa.
When did they leave? When you were in middle school?
When we were
Late
5th
elementary
grade,
school.
I think.
Whoa.
5th grade or 6th grade.
That's-
But me and him were, we were inseparable. My cousin also.
What about high school?
High school, it was 5 of us cousins: Manuia Savea, Junior Telea, Ryan Tuato'o, Shiosi, Kaz. Those were like, we grew up, but our families were so close, so we called each other cousins. And then a couple of them in there are my first like cousins, you know. But yeah, we were inseparable in high school.
Did you have any girlfriends in high school?
Sure.
My mom's in the background. It's like, yeah, tell
She
him.
said, "Let me hear."
Probably 2, 3. And then one to find out that it was my cousin because she moved from the States. And they came to our house one day, the dad and the mom, and they came in, and they were like, "I want to introduce you to Uncle so and so and your cousins." And they walked out, and I'm like, "Oh hell no!" So no, but it wasn't like I was like trying to chase them. You know what I mean? Not knowing because she was new in school, but we were talking stories. Other than that, but yeah, but not, you know, one of them was more of a cousin than a girlfriend that wanted to be me to be a boyfriend, long boyfriend, and all that. But I just looked at her as my sister instead of that part, you know. And then had another girlfriend. Yeah, that's it. That's that.
He said, anyways.
That's that.
Anyways, next question. When did you learn how to drive?
Oh man, you raised in the islands. We used to have an old Dawson truck that didn't have a bed, didn't have doors on it. So because it was Dad's grandpa's truck that he used to drive back and forth before. Then it became an old truck, and that's how we learned how to drive in the banana farms, the coconut farms, and everything back home. You know, we just jump in and learn how to drive on our own. Nobody taught us how. Really, you just learn
You just taught
on
yourself?
standard. Yeah, you just learn on a standard truck.
How old were you when Uncle Veen and Uncle Jay left for Hawaii?
6th grade, I think. 5th or 6th grade when they left, because Jay graduated from elementary school, 8th grade, and he is 2 years older than me. So I was probably in the 5th grade when they left. So do the math. I don't even know. I think I was probably like, what,
5th grade,
Fifth grade.
probably like 11, 12,
11 or 12 years old, around
maybe
there.
younger.
Yeah,
How
I
did
think
you
it was
feel?
around there.
10, 11.
How do you think you like? Do you
I-
remember how you felt?
I felt hurt though, because your dad just taking them instead of taking all of us. It wasn't dad and mom, it's just Uncle Tiva just wanted to have kids and they couldn't have kids. So they wanted to bring those two. And it hurt. But then, we grow up and we go through life that we don't even know what the reasons were at that time, but I just stayed home.
What was your favorite memory of your parents?
Man, I can't put any favorite memories growing up in Samoa because every memory is your favorite memory of my parents back home.
What about your grandparents?
My grandparents a different story. Never met my papas. My two grandmas were my foundation kind of. They were the ones that I go to when I need help. They were the ones that always there for me when I get in trouble. And they were the one that taught me to be who I am today. Besides teachings from my parents. My grandmas are the most influential people in my life than anything. And that's what I try to teach you guys, the kids, to be that way. You guys know grandma was only 3 foot tall, maybe a little bit taller, maybe 4 or something. But she was hammers, So yeah, grandmas were a big part of my life growing up.
Did they tell you stories of like their parents growing up?
I wish that's the conversation that I had with those grandmas, but all they wanted to do was to teach you how to be a good person, a good man. They never talked about their parents. So all the stories that you guys probably hear about your great greats and all that, you guys probably hear it from grandma or Uncle Sini. But I never heard any stories of their parents from them. But just the way that they was raised was the same way they want to raise me as well.
How did you guys start singing together? Was that in Samoa when you were younger?
Yeah, any Polynesian family, they grew up. But my dad was the longest bishop ever to be in the whole islands of Samoa, and we used to have auntie. Her name is Tupu Tausi Hunt, and she used to see something in us when we were growing up. And she was like, you guys just need to go and just start singing. So we started off when Grandpa was a bishop. We used to go and high councilmen. We used to go to like different wards and sing. And like to us, it was just like, oh, we love singing at home. We used to just sit in the house when our electricity go off. We'll just sit down and somebody will start a song and we'll just sing. You know what I mean? And everybody just harmonizes, just like going choir practice. So, but Auntie Tupu, she's the one that started pretty much pushing us that we need to just get into singing. And that's how we started. And just started singing, Yeah.
Your guys' version of I'm a Child of God, is that something that you guys like created, or is that something that was learned from somebody else?
Yeah, so there's another group of cousins that had their own, and they're the ones that came up with that version of it.
Oh, so you guys are copiers, huh?
It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, so they came out with that version. of the I Am a Child of God. And they lived on the other side of the island.
Ooh, rivals.
So, yeah, and we grew up with each other, you know what I mean? So, yeah, and we're just like, oh, that's a nice version of it. And like them, I don't know if they ever recorded or anything, but we just kept it to where, like, we're going to sing some of, especially that song, I'm a Child of God, you know? And, yeah. And a lot of people don't know about it unless you're from American Samoa and you know of them and of us singing it. Nobody else out here in the mainland knows about that. So,
What about We're Thanking You?
We're Thanking You was written by Auntie Tupu. Yeah. So Auntie Tupu wrote that song for us
For
to
you guys
sing at family funerals.
Oh.
And like when we have like family parties, for us to sing to thank everybody for everything that they've done for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And you know, it's one of those songs that stuck
Yeah.
with us, you know.
When you guys like first started singing, like was it just hymns that you were singing, or were you singing like 80s R&B?
Oh man, you know your uncles. No, we used to just sing like hymns, Samoans, you know, like Samoan songs, church hymns. Not till later that we started just
messing around,
picking up Boys to Men music here and there and all that. Try to be whatever, but no. We'll take any music and we'll just try to turn them to our own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was your high school experience like?
My high school experience was awesome. I was taught, and my principal as well was my uncle. Most of my teachers were my aunties or uncles. So you can't do wrong in school. Before I get home, if I get in trouble at school, Mom, Grandma, and Grandpa will already know about it because they would call. So I don't go home.
So you'd run away.
I don't run away. I'll go to Grandma's, Grandma Lemo's. I run away to Grandma. Yeah, I'll go to Grandma Lemo's and stay there for a couple of days. Hopefully that they won't
let it settle down. Let it settle down.
You know. But yeah, high school was great. Growing up, our school was just, it was awesome. Like high school life, sports for us was everything.
What sports did you play?
I played baseball, played volleyball, played basketball, and football.
Whoa. He said, what sport didn't I play?
I wish we had a golf freaking team now.
Golf?
Whoa.
Golf, yeah.
Hot take.
But yeah, I played every single, and all the sports is right after each other.
Yeah.
Or during the same sports.
The same season.
Football, we only played on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout the week, we'll go do high school, and then if we gotta have basketball or volleyball, we gotta skip practice and then go play that sport at that time, and then catch up with practice later. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Did you do JROTC? ROTC?
That's the biggest part of high school back home in Samoa.
So you didn't join until high school?
Until high school. Okay. That's the only place that they will allow you to join ROTC is high school from 9th grade. And ROTC is the way for kids to leave the islands. They get recruited straight to military from there. They get scholarships to go all over the world to join whatever military branch. And yeah, so JROTC was one of my biggest. I loved it. I loved JROTC. Yeah.
We heard that you're
the
top dog. We heard that you were the number one guy.
There.
It was good. It was good. It just took one incident for me to lose scholarship and all that, you know. But yeah, I loved it. I loved it. The drill team. I don't know if you guys see the guys that the military, army, navy, and spin rifles, throw them all over the place.
Whoa.
That was us.
I want to input a picture right here of you at that time. Do you want to see it?
Because we have.
I want to see it. What? How the heck do you guys have a picture of that?
We have everything.
We have it all.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh. Wow.
He said, "Whoa, throwback."
Oh, crap.
What were holidays like when you were a kid?
Man, if you guys would ever be there. So holidays was we used to just tell mom guys like what we wanted. And it wasn't like a bike or anything. It was more like socks, underwear, stuff like that. And for Christmas trees, we can't have any like this, you know. So we used to have a swamp that's down by our beach, and we used to go cut the trees in the swamps. You know, any swamp that you see those mangroves that grow on there.
Oh.
So those are what we used to have as Christmas trees.
Whoa.
Yeah. Growing up, we used to find the dead ones and then take them home, wrap them with that color paper.
Oh, the one with like the links.
Yeah. Yeah. So that way, you know, it doesn't look like regular wood. It's just decorated. You know, it wasn't nothing fancy or anything, but to us, it was. Because we always do it ourselves. You know, mom, dad never went to go cut it. You go cut your tree. So we're in the
Y'all
swamps.
want it, y'all get it.
Yeah. And we'll decorate it however we want. Streamers on it, whatever, Christmas lights. It didn't matter to us. Yeah.
What about Halloween? Did you guys do Halloween?
Halloween was we'll go trick or treat, but it was always like we'll have the ward. The ward.
Oh,
it wasn't like a trunk or treat. We'll have like a ward at our chapel, which was 2 stories. We would change them into and make it like a haunted house. You know?
That's cool.
But years before that, we should just have like a big in the cultural hall. Kids would just go trick-or-treat with your small bag, and people would just sit around cultural hall and pass candies and take pictures of your Halloween costumes. It wasn't like going to houses, you know what I mean? Because we didn't know. People back home didn't want to pass out candies. People wanted to eat candies, not pass them out. So, well, that's what it was, yeah, for Halloween.
What other holidays did you celebrate?
Thanksgiving, big thing back home, you know. But I think like Thanksgiving is like every Sunday for being raised up because you're cooking and every Sunday you're eating turkey, you're eating pig and all that. Yeah. But we celebrate all the other holidays, you know.
What was your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday till now is Christmas. I always loved Christmas. You know, Thanksgiving to me it's not a holiday. You know, it shouldn't even be a holiday, Thanksgiving.
Period.
So,
period.
But Christmas is always mine. I always loved it. I just love the lights. You know, small little gifts here and there to me is like, what the hell? Extended cord.
So extended cord.
Lip shit. You know, it's just. But you know, even Christmas should be a everyday thingy. Just to give to somebody, you know, because you don't know how that person is struggling in life. Little things, gifts that you give. So yeah, Christmas is my biggest. I love it.
Did you have traditions? that you guys would do as a family?
I don't know if it's tradition or it's just because raising up in the church. Oh, caroling. Yeah, young. I don't want to go see. You have no choice, but you have to go. So, Merry Christmas. Jump in the truck and go to the next house. It's like that. The house is right there. We can just walk. We used to do that a lot growing up. Caroling. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I think you guys only took us caroling once when we all lived up here, and then once back home, probably.
Did we do it when we lived here?
I
I don't
remember
even remember.
me and you being on the back of. No, maybe it was something else because I just remember us being sitting on hay, going around singing. Maybe it was for your church function, and I was just tagged
I
along.
don't know.
Yeah.
I think that
No,
right. That's
do you
what I
know
was
the only
thinking.
reason why I know it was here because somebody that she liked at the time was also there.
Oh, what? No way.
Bro, that's how I remember it. You're gonna tell me that I'm wrong?
You're gonna tell me?
You're gonna tell me how I'm thinking? Anyways. And then that one time that we went when we went through Kuhio Village.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember us being standing outside with my mouth. Like I remember not singing Christmas carols.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Did you have any favorite meals growing up? Like something that somebody or like maybe a food that somebody specifically made that you loved?
Man,
He said all of it.
gross. Every food is a favorite meal, you know. But no, I didn't have no favorite stuff growing up, you know.
What are you allergic to? Are you allergic to something?
I'm allergic to hay. I don't know if I'm still am or not. Just talking about how I'm allergic to hay. So me and my mom,
you gotta
grandma.
tell them what hay is.
You
Oh,
have to
sorry.
tell the listeners what that is.
So hay is octopus, and yes, I am allergic to it.
Now you can tell your story.
Now we can go into
Okay, sorry. Yeah, you see what I. So one day, me and Grandma, we were going. Grandma is the octopus whisper of our village. Every time somebody needs octopus or whatever for their families, for parties or whatever, they'll come and ask Grandma to go get it. So it was just me and Grandma on the weekend. I think Grandpa was at church on a Saturday for a church function or something during the day, and me and Mom was like low tide, and we walked out to the reef and grab whatever we used to grab, and she was like, "Oh, let's go get some hay too, some octopus." So she got the octopus out, and it's the first time I surprised her with I asked my dad for grandpa for money so I could buy her those spears that have the prong that opens up.
Oh.
It was the first time because grandma usually just have a regular freaking regular piece of rod. You know what I mean? It wasn't even a spear. So I bought it for her and we went out and tried it. So she got the octopus out, worked it out, and then she was like, "I can't get it off." And I forgot to tell her that the spear that I bought for her has a prong on it that opens up so that way you can pull out whatever. And she was like, "It's stuck." So I'm over there holding on the other end, and I forgot. While she was trying to yank on the spear to get it off, I'm yanking on the octopus. And while we were doing that, the whole time the ink, so the prong opened, and it lodged into my hand. And while the octopus was still inking, it was just squirting ink into the prong, into the cut at the same time. And you should have seen my hand after. It went from just like that color to it just turned into like the ink. and you can see it just going like that. Yeah, and that's how I got allergic to it. And then finally, when we pulled it off, I told mom, "It's like, hang on, my hand." So now I got the octopus, but my hand is she's still yanking on my hand.
You're like,
I'm like, "Mom, hang on." So we pull it out, and then mom had to put a small like incision and like push the pus, the ink out to just try to get all that ink back out of my hand. And ever since then, I was allergic to octopus.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about now. I'll eat octopus right now. I would. I love octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I am allergic to it anymore.
I mean, if you think about it, you get a cut and then... Is that like why you think you're allergic to it? Not think, but is that why you're allergic to it?
I think that's why, because before that, I eat octopus raw. So...
Maybe you're just allergic to the squid ink. Or the octopus ink, not the octopus itself.
Crazy.
I just wanted to ask.
But I blame grandma, you know. I blame grandma for that.
Bro, you bought her the present and you didn't even tell her how to use it. What do you mean you blame her?
Yeah, because I told her, don't pull. I will try and pull while I was trying to pull, she's over there like, you know how your grandma is.
She's like, these damn kids and their technology.
Yeah. But that's all I'm allergic to. Other than that, I'm not allergic to anything.
Oh.
What was your graduation like?
Our graduation was awesome because all 5 of us cousins, we did not have like a graduation party. We didn't do like the big afterwards, you know. I think after my graduation, I told Dad, Grandpa, that I was going to go with my cousins, like the 5 that I named, and we went to all the other parties. Yeah. And, you know, it wasn't like crazy or anything. Most of the time, we'll go down to the beach, bonfire, and just like a regular night, you know, for us. We just wanted to spend with family, but we didn't like do any big thing.
After high school, what did you want to do?
I always wanted to finish. I wanted to go back and try to get into Citadel Air Force Academy. But then I'm like, man, I want to be a firefighter, like a fireman, you know. Always, till this day, that was like one of my best things I wanted to be. Only thing I wanted to be was either Air Force, but that didn't work out, and then to be a firefighter.
What did you do like right after high school?
Right after high school, I think I stayed home for like a couple of months, I think, and then I moved. Didn't do nothing back home. Just take care of grandma and everybody else that was left there in the village.
When did you decide that you didn't want to go on a mission?
I didn't ever think that I wanted to go on a mission. It was never in my thought process at all.
How come?
Because I was a trouble kid. I was a trouble kid growing up, and I just see like these kids leave. You know what I mean? Leave their families for 2 years. To me is like, I look at it now. I'm older. I'm like, man, what a waste of 2 years for some of these kids. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. But it was nothing that I ever thought of going on.
How did like that translate to grandma and grandpa? Like, did they always know that you didn't want to go?
They always do. They always do that. This is that son that's gonna break that, you know, that streak, you know. But it didn't like disappoint them or anything, you know. They just knew that there's something else bigger in life for me to do than just going on my mission, you know.
You said you moved after high school. Where did you move to?
Well, I was supposed to live in Oahu, but when we that's the only reason why I was my mom made me move to Hawaii was to stay with Uncle Sini.
Oh.
And we went to the airport, got to the airport with mom, grandma, and grandpa, you know, met Uncle Sini there, seen Uncle Sini, and blah, 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 talk stories with him. And um, Uncle Sini went and pulled grandma to the side and told grandma that I was supposed to stay with them, move in, stay with them, and be a cop. Because that's what Uncle Sini was. He was a well-known cop in Oahu at that time with your grandpa. You know what I mean? So I was supposed to move there and stay with him and be a cop in Oahu.
Isn't that just crazy? You didn't even know my mom at that time. They were
And
cops together.
Uncle Sini and Papa already knew each other back then.
Wow.
Yeah.
If that's not a sign.
Wow, that's a full circle moment right there for me, at least. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so got to the airport and Uncle Sigi pushed grandma to the side, talked to her, and mentioned something that the wife didn't want anybody to live with them. You know, and grandma and grandpa at that time they were flying to Big Island to see your dad and Uncle Jay over there with Uncle Tiba guys. So I'm like, oh, what the fuck am I gonna do now? Sorry, but yeah. So my dad just, oh well, let's just fly Big Island and figure things out there. So we flew to Big Island and sat down with Uncle Tiba and Auntie Fina and talk about it. And yeah, happy to take Dorian in. And so I stayed there with Uncle Tiba and Auntie Fina, with Papa and Pops and Grandma.
So at that point, was it just you older three with Uncle Tiva, or was it all of
It was
the
just
brothers?
us older three. Because
So-
Uncle Sigi guys was still back home.
So you lived with them. When did you start working? Did you just hang out for a while? Or
Worked there. I think my first job when I first moved over there, all besides working at the ranch with Pops, I think was it at the hotel, huh? It was at the hotel. And I was a lifeguard.
Whoa.
Racing Sports. Yeah. No, yeah, I was working at Racing Sports as a lifeguard at all the pools and the beach. And then I got hired on at the hotel as a doorman, valet,
That's cool.
for the Hilton at that time. Hilton Waikoloa Beach Resort.
Hilton Waikoloa Village, mom keeps saying. Everybody knows the Hilton. Everybody knows the Hilton, dude. What? I didn't know that you were a lifeguard. Was there like any crazy instances that happened? Or were you just
Well, it was just
watching?
people just, just being stupid,
Not paying attention.
not paying attention, on their kids drowning and stuff like that. But other than that,
We'll save that story for your dads, okay?
but other than that, no. And then people just falling down from like slipping on sides of pools. And,
Oh, dang.
yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
When I think of Hilton lifeguard, I think of the ones that are watching the slides. Did they have slides at that time?
Yeah.
Oh.
We were the ones. And you know what's so crazy? Because we were the ones that will show the guests like how to make big splash. We'll be like, okay, watch me do this, and that's how you splash people when they walk past. And that's how we used to just like jump in the pool too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Did you make a lot of friends when you were there?
Oh yeah.
What was your favorite part about living in Hawaii at that time?
At that time.
The ranch life. Yeah. Horse riding, working on horses. Just at that time, yeah. That's pretty much going out party.
How did you meet the pack? So how did you first meet Uncle Chris or Uncle Keke?
I met the pack when I started working at the hotels, and Uncle Tiva was working. He was one of the, was he security at that time or one of the hams? He was security at that time. And I think we went down with Antifina and we went and watched one of the shows. I was like, man,
That's cool.
that's cool. I want to, And then got to, it was like, hey, this Chris, Uncle Chris guys and Kiki guys all from White Mill. And then talking stories and then applied, and that's how.
Okay, tell them where you applied to.
Applied at Tihati Productions. And ever since then, Tihati's Productions is what got me to know those guys, those uncles of yours, of you guys'.
So before working at Tihati, so Tihati, for any of you wandering out there, when you go to Hawaii and you go to a luau show, they're the ones that are dancing. They're the ones that are out, interacting with the crowd and doing all that crazy stuff. So before then, did you dance? Like,
Did you know how? Like,
well, growing up back home, our village, they used to do tours. What do you call those? The ships that used to come in, the big cruise ships. Mm-hmm. Our village used to hold one of the biggest luau's. And it's not I'm saying I used to dance. We used to do like coconut climbing, husking coconuts, starting fires.
You're very on PCC.
You know what I mean? And we used to do them in our village at that time. Our village was well known growing up. Yeah. So, and then you grow up watching all these aunties and but yeah, to answer your question, I never danced my life before that. Nope. It's just you have coordination. That's all you need.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. It was like I have coordination. It was easy for me. Not for everybody.
Were you like intimidated the first time you went to like learn? Or
well, not really, because you meet up with Uncle Chris, Uncle KK, Uncle Shane. Well, at that time it was Uncle Maka, but you don't get intimidated. The intimidation came when you're thrown on stage. Right. Like the learning part is like the fun part.
Right.
Your first day after like 2 days of learning a dance, 10 hours a day, it was like, oh wait, what? You're jumping on what? What? No. You're up. I was like, oh man. But yeah, but then entertainment, it comes with the environment. You what is that word? You do stuff when you mess up to make it blend in with everything.
Oh yeah.
You know what word I'm trying to say? Yeah. You improvise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and that's big part of entertainment. You got to learn how to improvise when you mess up.
What? Okay, sorry, this is rude of me to say, but what was your English like? Was it like you were fluent in English, or
no? We grew up in a household back home in Samoa that we were allowed to speak English, but then yet at the same time you're not allowed to speak English in the front of the elders. You're supposed to just speak proper Samoan. Yeah. So my English was same as today.
No, not great.
But my pigeon moved. And a pigeon, I'm not off the hook.
So your English was fine at that time?
Yeah, my English was fine.
Okay.
Even though I was like what they call fresh off the boat. I was educated.
I was educated.
What did you do at Tihati? Like they have like different acts.
Yeah. So For Tihachi, we did everything. We did all the Polynesian islands. So, you did Samoan, you Fiji, Maori, you did Cook Islands, you did all different ones that are considered in the Polynesian Triangle, and then we had a setup because we do decor as well. So we did a lot of the stage lighting setups, um, all the decorations and everything. Pretty much, we did it all. So we do all that before the show starts, and then we'll go take like an hour rest in between, do the show, and when the show's done, and then we'll go break it all down, and we set it up at a different hotel the next day.
Mm.
I'm trying to get you to say that. Oh yeah, I was a fire knife dancer.
I know.
I'm trying to get you to say that.
Yeah, I know you, but yeah, as part of our family, my uncle Fangoka was my biggest inspiration on becoming a fire knife dancer. He was one of the original fire knife dancers in Hawaii.
No way.
Uncle Fangoka.
Whoa.
And that's what,
crazy.
and a lot of the bosses at that time, management and owner of the company at that time for Tihachi Productions, they all knew of Uncle Fangoka. They danced under Uncle Fangoka. They were there when Uncle Fangoka was the only fire knife dancer.
Oh,
So they always asked the story. Like, hey, Sole. It was always Sole. Hey, so who's your last name Tupe? Yeah. You know Fangoka? Big Uncle Fangoka? I go, no. And then he's gonna be like, oh, I thought you were related because his last name is Tupe. And these are the guys that danced on the line with Uncle Fangoka. They were like Uncle Fangoka was the fire knife dancer and danced the line. But these were the guys that danced the line. And then Uncle Fangoka will drum and do fire knife dance after, you know what I mean? And they were asking me this, and I'm telling them, no, I don't know him. I don't know him. And then they were like, Dorian, Stolly, you sure you're not related to? So I showed him a picture of Uncle when he had his ballet on and his ear with his leggings and his ulanifo, and he was holding a knife. And I showed it to him. I was like, "Is this the guy you guys talking about?" And he was like, "Yeah, Uncle Faroga." I go, "Oh, I thought you guys was. Oh no, that's my dad's younger brother." And they started like, he said that, yeah. But that's how I took up fire knife dancing. Because of Uncle Fangoka, I wanted to keep that tradition going with him. And went to one of our good cousins, one of my good cousins, Pati Tualaule. He has been a musician for Tihachi Productions for a long time. Played football with Uncle Jay and Uncle Levini. Yeah. And we started going over just your basics and just started and just went from there. Yeah.
Oh dang! I remember when I was in preschool, he came to my preschool and was like, fire knife dancing. I was like, yeah. That's what I got.
What you remember that?
Yeah. I come out of my preschool. Anyways.
Soul is showing up.
Yeah, you got the fire in the dryness of what.
Yeah, Waikoloa is so dry. It's like yellow grass everywhere. Doing fire knife dance in front of preschoolers. It's crazy. So crazy.
The fire station was right below.
It really was.
The fire station was right there.
So that's how you met the pack. How did you guys form it? Like, there's specific members of the pack. Like, how did everybody come together?
Well, we started as just us. It wasn't like the pack yet at that time. It was just me, Uncle Chris, Uncle Keke, and Uncle Shane. We were just everywhere. Every show is just us, just us. And we just, because we were around each other 24/7, you know what I mean? We just started being this. And then everybody that we would hire on that we want to dance with us, we want them to dance with us, started joining. And it's not till later on that made it a wolf pack thingy. But everybody was just through us dancing. And that's how they all came into the wolf pack, was just because of dancing.
What like brought the name the pack?
The pack?
Yeah.
It's
Did you guys just sit one night and be like,
What?
you
I
know
don't even
what?
remember. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was Uncle Nephi. I think it was Uncle Nephi.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that came up with the name. Either him or Uncle Mana or Uncle Pa, one of those guys that made it like a pack thingy. And I was like, wow, a wolf pack. And it stuck, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you have any favorite memories of your earlier days in Tihati?
I mean, every island you go to is a different island, so you meet different people. That's good memories.
Oh,
know
you
what I mean?
traveled?
We traveled from island to island to do shows.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
What was your favorite island at that time to go to? Oahu, probably.
Maui.
I feel
Maui.
like that's a common answer for a lot of people.
Maui
Yeah.
was like, because Oahu is where the headquarters of the company was at that time. So a lot of the big bosses live there. But the outer islands are the ones that they're more laid back. You know, they let you be more, instead of just being so uptight and you have to show the standards of the company. It's like, dude, you know. But I think Maui was one of the best places, but I would have never changed anything for Big Island. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you worked at Tihati, and then what in what time did you work Tihati, and were you valet and lifeguard?
No, I think I worked at Rizzo Sports, and then when I got hired on as the doorman and valet, I quit Red Sail Sports. Then I went to valet, and then from valet, I started dancing and working valet at the same time. And then afterwards, I just went to Tihati and quit the hotel,
Oh, okay.
because that's when we're just like traveling to different islands, we doing setups, and so it's like an all day thing.
It was taking a lot of your
A
time.
lot of my time, and it was a good pay at that time, and it was like a fun job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how that transition went to, it was just Tihati at that time.
Oh, okay. And all of that, when did you meet your wife? And how?
I met
Well, first, who is your wife? Who is your partner?
Andrea Pili Aloha Keona Ona
Die at
Die.
the time.
Dai. So when I was working valet and Red Sail Sports as lifeguard, she was working food and beverage management at that time, I think. And I didn't know. But your dad, Shania's dad, your Uncle Levini, introduced me to her because we were working at the same hotel. But I didn't know. I've known her brother,
Uncle Veen.
Oh.
I mean,
Uncle Bo.
wait, Uncle Veen was working at the hotel too?
Uncle Veen was at luggage.
Oh,
You
okay,
guys just
okay.
all work.
That's the only place to work at that time,
Yeah.
unless you want to work at
Uncle Veen.
KTA. Nobody wants to work at KTA.
Oh, hey, I worked at Sure Save.
Okay.
I was the bad guy. Anyways,
Okay.
yeah. So he introduced me to Andrea, and I was already kind of closer to her brother than Vin and her were close. They always, because they work at the hotel longer than I've been there, and they always seem to like hang out every time during break and whatever. So,
Chit-chan.
but I didn't
Like
know,
girls.
you know, I know Bo. I didn't Uncle Bo, but I didn't know. I know of the sister. So someone had been introduced me to her, and I was like, oh yeah.
Where?
So it was during. It was at the hotel.
Oh,
I think we were going out for smoke break. I think, or something. We was eating lunch and then we were walking out
I was on my smoke break. Bean was up there with me.
with you.
He
Yeah,
wasn't smoking.
yeah. I came out.
Trying to make me quit.
I came out.
he was trying to make you quit.
Because you guys was done.
We was done work.
He was waiting for you to work.
Yeah,
Oh,
And then you went up and then he.
and he introduced. Yeah,
okay.
and then that's how I just to introduce and then met mom.
How did you connect? How did you guys want to?
I used to stalk her. So, mom, grandpa, papa used to have an apartment at Tamarkine's. He used to own an apartment on the inside, and that's where she used to live.
Uh-huh.
And I got an apartment in the front, right in the front, from where she used to live
By yourself?
by myself.
Okay.
When I moved out,
Oh.
Oh, okay.
when I moved out from Uncle Tiva guys and everybody, I got my own apartment and I lived there.
So she lived on the inside.
She
you
lived on the inside,
outside.
but I used to see mom at work, you know what I mean? And I used to just like try to chase her. And she was here. Your mom is 1 year older than me. So, and she used to go to bars a lot. You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, I want to go to the bar.
Wait, how old are you at this time?
I was like, what? I was 20, but I was going to every bar she's been to, like, when I got to Hawaii, you know? Because everywhere we go, I knew everybody that was working the bars, you know? So go right in. But yeah, I used to peek out my window, see what time she'll come home from work, or from the bars, and then I'll walk to her apartment, knock on her door, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. But
What
like,
drew you to her? Like, was she just like she was so cute? She
was beautiful. Mom was beautiful.
is.
Is.
I didn't say is.
You should.
No, I said your mom is beautiful.
Anyways.
No, yeah.
You just thought at that
mom is
time.
beautiful.
At that time, you thought she was like,
She was beautiful at that time.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? See, you guys, who's jumping ahead now?
I'm a girl.
Oh,
I'm a girl.
yeah. So that's why I chased her. Yeah, I never stopped chasing her until she was like, yeah, we'll go out on date, and you know, and then we've been going out.
Where was your first date?
Whoa, boy! Why are you gonna say that? You gotta. I think the first one was into a movie theater. Huh? Where? Oh, yeah. So, I think I got late. I was late to pick mom up on our date. Yeah, Kona Ranch House in Kona. And then we went to watch Ace Ventura.
Oh, Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Which one? The first one?
When nature calls.
The first one? Oh, the second one.
Yeah. But that's, yeah.
What is your earliest memory of your relationship?
I'll buy mom bears.
Mm.
Yeah. I used to buy her. Huh? I filled up her truck with, what was it, balloons, teddy bears, flowers.
Wow, get you a guy like
If he
that.
wanted to, he would.
If he wanted to, he would, girlies. He would stalk you. If he wanted to, he will stalk you.
But yeah, I mean, as earliest of like memories for me of our relationship was, it was always like, she always wanted to make sure that I'm dressed good when I'm going out with her.
Wow.
Even till today,
Wow.
this is me. But yeah, I will do anything different. I will a lot of things different if I'll go back to when we first started.
Like what? Why?
Just just some things that were like, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't. But I don't know what it is. But I think that's what made us what we are today is what we've done.
Right.
What is your favorite memory
Yeah.
of that time?
Like, do you have a funny memory? Or watch out your mic.
Taking her to probably try to learn how to boogie board and stuff.
This is his podcast, Mom. He can say whatever he wants.
Oh well, yeah, that one. Yeah, that one would be a good one. But I don't. That's teaching her how to drive standard. Come up. So if you know where we're from in Waimea, a small little town, there's a main intersection, and it's almost flat. It's pretty much flat. And we came to the stoplight, and I jumped out of the truck to have your mom switch me. So she jumps over. So the light is red. So I was like, this is the middle of the night. I think it was late, early morning, I think. So she jumps
Which
in.
stoplight? The one by Ace or the one by the
one down by Chevron.
Okay.
I have Ace. That was the only stop like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was the only main stoplight.
There were a lot before stoplights.
Before it used to be stop sign. Seriously. So anyways, we came out of Chevron and you're facing like you're going into Waimea. Like
from Waimea Middle School this way?
Yes.
Or from Waimea Elementary this way?
Elementary going up to the
like Ace
area.
Yeah.
Okay. So light is red. I jump in the other side, put on the seatbelt. She was like, okay, I'm ready. So as soon as the light turned green, I go, just let go of the clutch and gas it a little bit, and the car just did a and died in the middle. Before we even got to the other side of it died in the middle of the road. She jumps out. I'm not doing this. Oh, screaming. Walk to the side and stand on the sidewalk. And I'm sitting on the passenger side, like,
in the middle of the
intersection. I'm like, what are you doing? You gotta jump in. No, I'm not driving anymore. I don't want to learn how to drive. It was the funniest thing, though. And I'm like, honey, you gotta jump in. We're in the middle of the road. And no, I'm not moving. So she just stood there, and I was like, oh, I guess she's not coming to get in. So I jumped in and moved the car. Because I don't want to go anyplace else. So we drove around and went back to the apartments. Yeah. Yeah, so I had that apartment, and then I just moved myself in and stayed with her. Yeah. Yeah. After my lease was up, I'm like, oh, I'm going to move in with you. And she was like, okay. And we were like roommates instead of boyfriend, girlfriend. We were just like roommates. Yeah.
How long into dating did you guys find out that you were going to be a parent? Sorry, I keep talking to you like it's you guys. But how long into dating did you find out that you were going to be a parent?
Where was born?
January 97.
97. So,
you minus.
Oh, that's probably like a year and a half then. Maybe less than a year and a half. That's what I meant. Yeah, not 2 whatever years.
Well, no, Dad, no.
You
guys.
Minus 10 months from when she was born. January, February, March, 5 months.
5 months.
So when did you find out that you were pregnant?
Like that.
Same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 5 months.
Whoa.
So 5 months into dating, you find out that you're going to be a parent. How do you feel?
Yeah.
How was that? What was that? What was that like?
It was I think we were excited that she was pregnant, but then I don't know. I think we were excited to be parents.
How old are you? 20? Still? 20?
No.
In 95.
in 96.
Or 96.
96.
Because Dad turned 21 June 96.
Okay, so you were 20. How did you
How did
tell-
you find out?
Oh yeah. How did you find out?
We didn't even.
It was just go to the
I think
doctor.
you went to the doctor and you was like, "Hey, honey,
Guess what?
guess what? I think I'm pregnant." Yeah, that's what it was.
Was at the apartments?
Was at the apartments. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
living at the apartments.
How did you tell everybody else? Who did you tell first?
Yeah, who was the first to
Who
find
did
out?
I tell first? Well, her parents. Yeah, and I think we told my mom and my dad afterwards.
How did Grandma and Grandpa react?
They were happy because having more grandkids, you know. But it's just like one of those conversations that's just, hey, she's pregnant. Yay, you guys are not married.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then my grandma and grandpa at that time just like, wow, congratulations, you know. But yeah,
I mean, they're not here to argue with you.
yeah.
So you can say whatever you want. Like, did they not want it, or were they
No,
genuinely happy?
They were happy. They were happy. Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you met them?
Man, who?
My grandma and grandpa.
Oh,
My mom's.
Oh, bet then.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Oh man, I was so scared. I was more scared of grandma than I did grandpa.
Really? Yeah.
It's just because of grandpa's demeanor. It comes out like so, like ease. You know what I mean? It makes you feel a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma's one was just like, you know, I was really scared.
Dad knew of, because everybody knows Grandma who goes shopping.
Who goes shopping?
Right, at Men's Shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you already knew them.
I've known grandpa from working at the Hilton.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I've known him a long time.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so it wasn't like you going to the house and meeting them.
for the first time.
Oh,
You know
okay,
what I mean?
okay.
Yeah.
So you guys went there and you told them, and they were
No,
just like,
Mom did.
okay.
So I told them by myself.
By
Oh.
herself. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we'll ask you that in the
Yeah,
different,
you can.
in your own.
Yeah.
So, Grandma and Grandpa, your parents, who did you tell first? Grandma? Uncle Singy
Uncle
said
Singy said-
Grandma came to the apartments, and you told her at the
See, I
apartment.
think that's what it was. I think that's what it was.
Okay. So Uncle Singy says that she came to the apartment for something. I don't really know what she came to the apartment for. Maybe to hear this news that you have.
Maybe I don't remember.
You know what I mean? I just wanted to make sure your timeline was right. That's
It doesn't have to be right. It's like, wow, whatever it is, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
It's my timeline.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's like 5 years later from his.
What was it like when Mom was pregnant with me? Did she have any like funny cravings or?
Boy, Mom would love to eat when she was up high with you, though. And cravings was a mango sorbet and lychee, like just fresh lychee fruit.
Oh,
But then
that's
the
so
sorbet, the mango sorbet, though. Oh my god, I gotta catch like Sure Save or KTA before they close when your cravings. And I used to buy by the tubs just to have it when she was Popeye. Yeah.
Did her water break? Were you guys freaking out? Or was it like coming around that time?
No, I think her water didn't break. She was just in so much pain and her contractions that made us drive her to Hilo from Waymale.
I always
And
forget
it was-
that you have to drive all the way. To
Yeah, and it was like in the middle of the night when we drove to Hilo in her Mazda truck.
I'll put
Me?
insert picture here.
This picture, me, Mom, and Grandma.
Her mom.
Squish, trying to go to Hilo, construction at the Horseshoes.
Oh my
Oh, bruh. Yeah.
And she's in pain, like all pregnant.
It was, we just wanted to make sure that she got there before anything happened. And that's what the Dr. DeSalvo. No. Ebesugawa. Yeah, it was like it's best that you guys leave to go to the hospital right now.
What was it like when you saw me for the first time?
You know, when you're crowning like that.
Dude, I'm over here thinking he's getting emotional, and he's like thinking,
ripping your mom's vagina. Oh my God. Is that what you're saying?
oh yeah, 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 that's what I'm saying.
That's so funny.
I'm tired.
I think I cried in the hospital. I cried. Yeah. And when you came all out, it was just like, oh my gosh, I have a daughter. I have a daughter. Yeah.
Did you know beforehand that Riri was going to be a girl?
We knew before. Are you sure? I thought we knew it was. No? Because we had to find a name. Oh, no, that's why. That's right. That's why we had to call Grandma after Mom gave birth, so that way we could get a name, because we didn't know if it was going to be a boy or girl.
Oh, so you guys didn't come up with a name beforehand?
But we know it was going to be like for a girl, it was going to be eligible, but we needed to figure out someone name for.
Oh, okay.
Someone name to go with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah.
So how did you
Didn't cut that part out.
Gosh, that's so irritating. Seriously, I was like, what? Yeah, cry. Your first kid, cry for her at least. This is her podcast. Dang. Anyways, so how did you choose my name?
I called Grandma and asked her what would be a perfect someone name, and then to find out what your name was gonna be, then we tried to figure out how, and then that name came up was Lalele Osama with it, and it fit with your Hawaiian name, and that's how your name came about.
What was that like, being young and a parent? Like, did you guys live at the apartments with me?
No, we already moved out of the apartments and we went to the house. We were living at the house. Yeah.
So what was it like when I was like a baby? Was it hard for you guys? Like,
oh, you got to change your lifestyle quick. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like for me, it's the starting of a whole new journey for me. You know what I mean? Into the dark life that I started afterwards.
What do you mean when you say you were going into your dark times?
I was getting into the drug scene, been around the islands, doing drugs, collecting, almost like the drug dealer guy and all that, and on top of that, using at the same time. And that whole time is when I was back home, when you were growing up at that time with me being back home.
Were you still living at the house?
We were living at the house.
How was that like?
It was hard because I had to hide everything. I had to lie. I had to steal. I had to just sneak out of the house and make up stuff to where I was going and what I was doing.
Why did you decide to move to Utah at that time?
It was a decision that was made by, I think, my brothers, and I think Mom guys was better off for me to leave that life in Hawaii. You know, at that time, I had all the brothers, all your uncles that try to help me. You know what I mean? They try to keep me off of everything, try to set me on the right path. But at that time, my mind was just set, and they didn't need the help from nobody. I was invisible at that time. Nobody can touch me. Once you're on drugs, nobody can touch you. And I think when they came down, I forget what they came down for. Pop's funeral. They came down for Pop's funeral. They already made the decision that they was going to pay for my fare for me to move up to just get me off of the island. I was so deep into that scene that it was so bad. I've heard a lot of family members, even her family members, by being the seller guy to them, just collecting stuff from them, putting gun in people's heads is not fun, that kind of scene. But yeah, and it was that time when they came for Pashuno that they wanted to just move me out of Hawaii, get me out of that scene. And then never looked back. The only regret I have was just seeing your face and Mom's face saying goodbye to you guys, because I knew I was so close to losing you guys for good. I was just going to lose my wife and my daughter, you know what I mean? And it took just that split moment for me to just say, I got to go clean myself up. I don't need to go to no AA class or none of this bull crap. I think I can do it myself, and that's why I moved back to Utah.
Where did you live in Utah when you moved here?
And I moved here. I moved in with Mom them when we were in Riverdale at the Riverdale house.
So who was living at the Riverdale house at that time?
It was all of us, except for Shania them, the dad, and Auntie Monique. They had their house, and it was all of us. Oh, and Jay them, they had their own place. So it was Grandma, Grandpa, Great Grandma, me, Singy, Prince, Missy, Renzo. It was like back home in Samoa.
What was it like when you moved up? Was everybody like watching you? Like
They kind of like, but I had the moods, you know what I mean, like the withdrawals.
mm,
So they always, but the good thing about it is just my brothers was there to help me out, getting me a good job, get me busy. You know what I mean? Get my mind going off of that, and just they knew why I moved back up here, the reason. So they were so helpful on that part.
Where did you work? What job did you get?
And then I was up here working at Americold, which is a refrigeration distributor place down here in Antelope. I was working there, forklift driver over there, and then from there, then went and worked U corrections after that.
Did you work at Lifetime? I thought you said you worked at Lifetime.
At Lifetime, yeah, but
Oh, you did?
during that transition over to U corrections, yeah. I worked at Lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, forklift driver for Lifetime for a little bit till I got my foot onto with the youth correction side.
When you started working in youth corrections, was my dad and Uncle Jay already in youth corrections?
Oh yeah, they were already in with the youth corrections. Probably 5 years already in it. 2 maybe, yeah. They were already made their name in the youth correction scene.
Huh.
I just needed an in,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I got to know a lot of the other uncles after that. Yeah.
Right. Did you maintain your relationship with Mom when you were here, or did you guys kind of take a break when you left?
I think we did maintain just for you. You know what I mean? But like for me and Mom, I think we took a little break You know, I was working on trying to get her trust back. Was pretty much all I was doing. So everything was just up to her, up to her.
Oh,
Even
okay.
seeing you was like up to her. You know, and whenever I'll get a time when ever get a time that they will come to Vegas with grandma and grandpa and mom with you, I'll be like, okay, can I pick her up? You know what I mean? I'll get time to just talk stories with her as well and just try to gain that trust back. Because, like I said, I heard a lot of people during that time, and like the biggest ones that I heard was the ones that was right here, right next to me. People that I love, the closest ones to me, because I was just doing them right in the front of them. But then we kept the communication still for you part. You know what I mean? And then we still were trying. I was still trying to work on gaining the trust from mom, like I said. And it's not something that is going to work like next month. You know what I mean? So, and I never gave up on it because I fucked up on that part. I messed up on that part. So I was like, I don't care how long it takes. I'm gonna fight for it. Came up here and never looked back. Never looked back ever since.
How did you decide that like she was gonna move up here? Like, were you guys just talking and then one day decided it, or was it kind of like a
It was
slow?
just like a slow process. It took some talking with her to see, like, okay, if we're gonna work this out, the long being away from each other is not gonna work.
Mhm.
So, like I said, everything was up to her on whenever she feels like it's time for her to move up and to bring you with her. So, whenever that time was, that's when it's gonna be. It wasn't like, okay, you guys need to come here. It's like when the airfares are cheaper. You know what I mean? No, it's whenever she was ready.
And then when she moved up here, where did you guys live?
When she moved up here, we were staying at the Riverdale house with mom, with grandma and grandpa there for a little bit, and then we went on our own, and we rented a place up at Washington Terrace.
What was it like when you rented your first place together?
Oh, it was fun. Mom's, I was like, it's our home. But we were already staying at an apartment back home in Hawaii.
Right.
But it's not the same as having a home, even though you're renting. Like calling it your own place. But it was nice. It was nice to have a home. You know,
And I bet it was nice to just like it just be you guys
just
instead of
be us,
everybody.
everybody. It's just us and Riri.
Mhm.
And then all you guys.
And your
Everybody
other five
else.
children.
Wait, I
So,
think
yeah.
we're skipping a little bit, but let's like rewind just a little bit. So when you were living at the Riverdale house, you found out that you were pregnant with Bubba. That mom was pregnant with Bubba. How did you react to that? That she
It
was
was
pregnant
fun.
again?
That it like now, like I know now that it's gonna be like all these years of working myself onto getting her trust. You know what I mean? And to find out that she's hapai with Baba, and I was just like, yes. It's exciting to get good news and to find out it's a boy.
And how did it feel when it was a boy? What was it like?
Like, you get excited. A lot of the dads are like, yeah, the dad. We were just excited that had 2 feet, 2 hands, 10 fingers, 10 toes, just healthy. That was, like for me, it didn't matter if it was a boy, girl, or whatever. Just as long as they come out healthy, I would enjoy them no matter what. So,
What was your transition from youth corrections to construction?
from that was a good one because it was like Eucharistians was like it was a good place to work. I love working there, helping out the youth, the kids, and but to make money, of course, construction. And at that time, your dad, Shania, Uncle Lily was already working construction already. So I asked him to talk to him and Travis and see if they have an opening, and they had an opening, and I jumped on it. But it was like I knew I was going to get hired on no matter what, just because of the reputation that your dad already had. So they was like, oh, we need another person like him. So of course, yeah, we jumped in and never went back. Been construction ever since. And that I started construction back in 2006 with Geneva Rock. Can you guys pause the thing?
Yeah.
Oh, we just cut it.
We'll just cut it.
We just like snip it.
Can I take a smoke break, or do you want me to wait?
Yeah.
Baba, that's my shirt. Fricka.
That's his shirt.
No, Mom, that's my shirt. That's a Theo Vaughn shirt right there.
That's a Theo Vaughn.
I literally just bought that shirt. Bubba, turn around. Show Mom. It's literally the Rat King.
It's his mouth.
Oh no, that's not your shirt. I'm telling you right now. You can wear it because I know it has to get washed. But you can wear it until it's washed, and then I'm taking it back. You freaking kid. Are you kidding? Where'd you even find it?
You probably left it, and it was probably in the wash. I folded it, and I thought it was his.
Disrespectful.
Well, there's
How are you and your significant other alike, and how are you different?
We're alike in the ways of we will do anything. My wife has such a big heart, and that's where I got it from as well, was from her, and being that the way I was raised by my grandmas, and my mom and my dad, and being raised in Hawaii with everybody in Hawaii that raised me and been about part of my life, makes me and Mom like, it's like a inseparable bond that we're so close, but then yet me and her, we're like not even close. You know what I mean? But it's just the upbringings, I think, of her having that big heart and me having that as well, and learning it from her, makes us so close. And like our differences, it's what makes us who we are, and what we do for all of our kids, all of our families, and everybody that surrounds us.
Is that what you would say that you admire most about her?
Out of everything, her smile, because your smile is what shows what's in your heart.
That's good. That's good. Clip that.
Clip that.
How has being a parent changed you? And what have you learned about yourself from being a parent?
It's not about you anymore. You don't put yourself first anymore. It changed my life a lot. Like it took me all those years to finally realize how much I missed out on my daughter's life. Seriously, up till today, I don't even tell Andrea, your mom, that. I don't tell you that. I keep it at my heart that I missed out on most of your life to me. And I'm trying to get that back, just by doing small things here and there, just to it makes me feel good. The smallest I can do to make that back. I can never turn back time, and I will never get that back. And I missed out on years and years of being a parent to a beautiful daughter that, yeah.
Which kid is more like you, and which kid is more like your spouse?
Bruh, that's a hard one. I think Bubs is more mom. Ray Ray is both, but more mom on the just on the caring part, big hearted. On the don't give a crap about what anybody says, as that goes for both me and her. But just like all of you guys, all of my kids, we don't take like, oh, that's you. The only reason why mom says is you is a hard head. The kids don't listen.
Do you think you're more like your mother or your father?
I'm more of my grandma because she is my dad is the humblest man you'll ever meet. My mom, a hard head woman. My grandma, she's so relaxed. She doesn't take nothing serious. Everything is, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. And I think that's where our saying, me and mom, that's our saying. Me and her always tell that to each other, to keep each other in check every day, every time, is everything will be fine. Even though we know that shit's hitting the fan or whatever, everything will be fine. We just need us to be the calm ones and try to work everybody to make sure everything is okay. My grandma Lave is a spunky little porcupine, if you want to say. Grandma Leemo, she is like a butterfly. Like nothing would hurt her. They're just loving people. They will just go out of their way, but they're one of the most hard-working people ever. I try to make sure I keep up to their standards.
So when you were living at the Washington Terrace house, what was after that?
Papa got sick back in Hawaii. And we decided with mom that it was best for her, you, and Bubs to move back home to start to take care of Papa. And I'll stay up here and finish up my work up here. So we waited till my season was over, yeah, and then we moved home. Then I came back over here for work, and you guys stayed home.
Yes.
I came home, worked one more season, and then when it was like layoff time, I took layoff and I moved back home. Try to get all our stuff from this house, like try to sell them, try to get rid of the house. Yeah. So I worked for Geneva for like 3, maybe 4 years before that, and then I left Geneva and moved back home with all of us. Moved back home already. I moved back home with you guys to help take care of Dad.
So what did you do when you moved to Hawaii?
When I moved back to Hawaii, I think I went to I worked at Costco and for seasonal, and I got hired at Hualalai landscaping and irrigation, and that's what I was doing at Hualalai Resort.
Do you feel like your experience in Hawaii was the same as it was before you moved?
Well, I think when I first moved away from Hawaii during that dark time, to me it was a different. When I moved back home, these people still open. These brothers still open their homes, their hearts out to me, because they knew what I did and why I left was for something to better myself. You know what I mean? And the experience when I went back home, it was even more of a. I liked it even more. I don't know how because now they see that the lifestyle now that I have compared way before was so much different. We can enjoy each other's families, and so yeah, it was a like different day and night,
For the better.
for the better. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh.
When did you guys decide that you guys wanted to get married?
Well, me and mom, I think after you, I think we wanted to get married. Long, because I already asked your grandpa.
Right. We're gonna get back into that. So what was that like?
Oh, that was, it was fun. Because, mom was at work. And I think I mentioned to her, I'm going to go today to go talk to mom and dad. I don't think she thought that I was really going to go and talk to them. So I went. I went up there, talked to him, took him a thingy of Coors Light. And that was in the garage. He was in the garage cooking, barbecuing. Yeah. And that's that's Papa's favorite thing. He always barbecued in the garage. So when I walked up, he was in there. Hey, yeah. He was like, have a beer. So me and him, I didn't ask him at that time until all the food was done. And after me and Papa had beers in, you know what I mean? They was like, oh, you gonna stay for dinner? Oh yeah, we'll stay for dinner. He didn't know that I was gonna ask him, but I think when we went in, I think mom, because after we sat down on the dinner table and I asked him, I came here, you guys know me and you already had Ray Ray and I don't know. And I was like, you know what, your Papa. He was just like, just, I know you love her, just don't hurt her, you know. And of course, your grandma's a whole different story. It's like, man, after hearing this from dad, I had a moment. And here's your grandma. I don't like you.
She said that?
Straight up, grandma. I don't like you. I always told dad about you. I don't like him.
Wow. I mean, I knew that at that time she felt that way.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I know now.
Like before, I get it why grandma, she's just like, But and the grandma was like, Dorian, this is the best thing, for you to come and ask. Instead of just asking dad, you sit down and dinner and ask us both. And I think mom came home afterwards, or I left. No, I left. I left before she got off work because I wasn't living there at that time. I was staying down with Uncle Lincoln guys down at Cohen Homes. So yeah, I went and asked, and I got his blessing. And every time me and mom planned a day, planned something always came up. It took years and years, seriously, and that's why it took us.
13.
Was it 13? Oh shit. Okay, yeah. But like to us, it didn't matter to us when we got married or whatever. Is when we started our family. That's what to me counts.
What was your wedding day like?
Oh man. So what we decided, we was in Oahu for what, 2 weeks already or a week? We was in Oahu for a long time, and Papa was getting worse and worse in the hospital. So we was talking about it, and we told mom, and we tried to talk to dad when he was on his bed that we was gonna go back home and get married.
Where did you get married?
We got married up at the Waipio Lookout, overlooking Waipio Valley. And you know what? Waimea, Honoka'a, pouring rain the whole time. So on that morning when we decided, I was like, oh my gosh. And sure enough, we got to the lookout. It was clear. And after we got married, got everything signed, we started driving away, and here comes the And you know, it was sad because grandma and papa died, wasn't there. My mom and my dad wasn't there, you know. But we just decided we was gonna get married.
I mean, you guys already knew that you were going to be together for the
Yeah.
long haul.
Oh yeah.
The marriage was
Like
just
marriage was just for freaking
A formality.
like whatever legal that they want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah. So
What was it like when you moved back? Your home life, when you lived with grandma and grandpa, you were helping, like, take care of papa.
oh man, you know, I'm blessed. I was just blessed to be there to help them at that time.
Do you think it was hard for you, like your relationship at that time?
Oh no, it made us stronger. Yeah, it made our relationship because I told her I would never leave this man, no matter what. I'll do anything in my power to try to make him comfortable. And I felt so good. And I'm thankful for my parents that they didn't want me to come back to Utah as long as that man was alive to take care of him. You stay there and to take care of grandma and grandpa and papa. And I didn't like regret it. You know, I would do it to any one of my siblings, any one of my family. I will do it again and again and again and again. It don't matter.
How did you start being a part of the halal?
Well, it was just like with Uncle Kiki. Uncle Kiki guys being in the halal for a while, and then like doing shows and all that, and then came and joined the halal.
Was it just like word of mouth, like Uncle Keke
More
and
like
Chris
word of
guys were
mouth.
talking about it, and then
Yeah, talking about it, and it's like, "Ollie, halal practice, but come over. You should come over." You know what I mean?
what are some of your favorite memories of being part of the halal? Tell them what halal I'm talking about.
Halal na kipu. And it took interest in me because I always wanted to learn about the Hawaiian culture instead of from learning from all these wannabe hula teachers that teach luau shows. I wanted to learn it from like the people, So, and that's how.
So you wanted to be a part of it.
So yeah, I was, like I've learned. I grew up back home in Samoa where I've known enough of my culture that I still can learn more, but I wanted to learn a different culture. And closest to it, Hawaiian. And my wife Hawaiian. All my brothers are Hawaiian. I'm surrounded by Hawaiians, so why not? And it was one of the best learning experience for me throughout that short period of time that I was with Halal na Kipupu.
What are your favorite memories?
Island to island hopping. Doing shows, not luau shows, but doing shows for Hawaiian people and teaching them about the Hawaiian culture and the history of the Hawaiian from our own island, Big Island. Yes, I call Big Island my home. To Oahu, to Maui, Hawaii.
They had a hula drama called Hanau Keli'i, and it was about the birth of Kamehameha the First. And me and my dad actually, well, and my mom later on, but me and my dad got to be a part of that hula drama.
Yeah.
And we went to Maui, and then we went to Kauai, and then Niihau, and then we went to Oahu, and then we went to Molokai, and then we went into Kalaupapa.
Kalaupapa.
Yeah. So what tell me some of your favorite memories, and then I'll tell you one of mine.
Like every island is a different memory, you know. But like my memory is just like the backstage, getting ready, getting all hyped up right before the show. Um, One of them was um when we got into Maui, was it Maui or was where was it that the butterfly flew up while we were stopped on the side to eat at that small restaurant? And I was telling
It's probably
Kumu
Maui.
guys, I was like, hey, look. And the butterfly, and I just went like that, and two butterflies came, flew over, and just landed on my fingers. And then Kumu goes, that's the Amakuas coming. And the next thing you know, like all the cars that we were in, all butterflies were just flying up to them. And we were eating on the side of a main road.
Yeah,
Was
it
it?
Maui.
Was
Yeah, I was in
Maui,
Lahaina.
Lahaina? It was freaking pretty cool. Like, and then the show at night with the moths.
That was on Molokai.
That was on Molokai.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Is there
picture.
here?
It was choice, bro. It was choice.
I just liked it that I could be with my dad, like I said in our couple episodes ago, in our solo episode. Like my dad learning the Hawaiian culture is really what, other than going to Kamehameha schools, obviously, but learning the real stuff. How did you feel when I got into it?
Oh, it was pretty cool, you know. It was fun. It made it fun for me now that I know, because I always see like how Uncle KK, you know, so proud of his boys, you know what I mean? And it's always good to have that to where you always depend on. And it was good to have you, because you seen how dad was when you were there. I was like so like, instead of being the dad, I was more like just like it's my hula sister instead of my daughter anymore. You know what I mean? But we're here together. And it made it even better because it was graduation and we didn't throw a party for her. So that was her graduation party, was to take her around the whole islands of Hawaii.
Yeah, the only island that we didn't go to was on Niihau.
On Niihau, yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, Lanai.
No, we went to
Lanai,
Niihau.
sorry. I'm talking about Lanai and Koho'olawe, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, not
Well, we
Niihau.
we
We
did
went
make
to
the-
Niihau.
Yeah, we went
Which
to
is
Niihau.
crazy. Insert picture here.
Just knowing that, I was like, oh, look, she's dancing. Look, she's up there dancing. 2 months ago, she had no idea she was going to be on stage.
I think I remember even the day that Kumu was like, so where are you gonna dance this one, right? And I was like,
It was at a hula practice.
yeah, I was like,
Our practice.
But one of the numbers that I danced to was Keopuolani, like her story, and that was like the dorm that I lived in.
So it made it
I
even.
forgot about that.
It made it even like
Full circle, brother. Full circle. Everything in this podcast is about full circle moments.
Yeah.
Fun fact. After we graduated high school, I went back to Hawaii for Ray Ray's graduation. And we got to go back to the Big Island. And I got to go to some of the practices. And I wanted to go.
Yes.
But my parents said no. So I had to come back home to Utah.
Because she had to work.
Yeah, because we already told Shania that she could stay with us and she can join the halal and travel with us.
What are some of your favorite memories of your kids in Hawaii?
Me and Bubba, hey hon, me and Bubba gonna go. Where you guys going? We're gonna go throw net, go fishing, and me and him just take off. That is like me and Bubba's thingy. We'll do just on like a weekend or whenever we get off school early. We'll go down Puko. Or, honey, we got the keys. Oh, yeah, me and Baba gonna go down Ponui. Swim in a small little pool, go fish. Or take them up, ride 4-wheelers, pass out on the 4-wheelers, you know, up at the ranch. Just seeing all you guys with the cousins, though. Those are like memories, you know. because everything is like we always did together with everybody. We never did it just like we'll do our own small, like I said, we'll take Bubba up to the ranch, go ride 4-wheelers, go up to Uncle Robert's, but me and Bubba, that's what our thing was. Go down pool, go fishing, go throw net. With you, it was just like, camping trips down Punui, you know what I mean? Kapuna Park, Punui. That was like our thing. But it's just a get together that we always have, either at Keke's house or Uncle Chris's house. It's never up at our house because it was just nobody just wanted to drive up the driveway.
Yeah, we had a big old
like
sewer. We had a big old sewer hole right in the middle of our driveway. So if you fell in, you're done.
Throughout majority of my life, I tag along wherever they go. If my mom says yes.
Even if she said no, too.
I would go and then have to leave.
Yeah,
She would come and then have to leave early.
I said these kids were always with us 24/7, bro. Everything we did, everywhere we went, they are always with us. And then, yeah, like Shana said, we're going to pick you up about 10 o'clock Saturday night.
Yeah, 10 o'clock Saturday night.
Saturday night, we got to drive up the gate to drop her off, but they got to go home.
And Uncle Dorian would get a call saying that my mom was there to pick us up.
Yeah. You guys got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
what got you and Uncle Robert so close? Uncle Robert, for anybody that doesn't know, is my Auntie Chris's husband, my grandma's sister.
he is like that outgoing guy. Uncle Robert laughs. He can hardly piss him off. You know what I mean? And just, I don't know, for some reason, me and Uncle just connect in an easy way. He was like my like how I used to run away to my grandma's. I used to run away to Uncle Robert's and Uncle Chris's house. And Uncle Robert, he's a handyman. He could build a house from bottom, top. Everything in your house will be done. So I wanted to I always worked with Uncle Robert. There was like no judging each other. Yeah, well, this is what we do. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? But Uncle Robert has been there on my ups and downs. He was one of the main guys besides the brothers. The brothers back home and some of the family members. Uncle Robert was one of the biggest ones that just like, this is the best thing. You got to go. Because I told Uncle that my brothers are here to take me. Uncle Robert kind of like, fuck, you can go. Because, yeah, at that time I was doing all that, but I was working with Uncle Robert at the same time. You know what I mean? I miss him. Yeah.
How has your relationship with your kids and your wife changed over the years?
I think the older we've gotten and the older that they've gotten us to understand each other more and be more open on what like I said before, is not about us anymore. It's about them. Now they're getting older. One is adult, the other one is a teenager. They make up their own choices, their own decisions. So as parents, we just accept it, and no matter whether you like all you can give is advice, and hug them, whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, you hug them even harder.
How did you feel when Ray got a boyfriend? Brought a boyfriend home.
I kind of like been like, oh, this poor kid. You know what I mean? Seriously, that's all I told myself. I was like, bruh, I don't want to date my daughter, bruh. But then I'm like, I was happy for you. I was really happy for you. But like, seriously, I was thinking to myself, like, bruh, you better have some cojones, bruh, if I could date my daughter, man. I'll just say, I hope he will provide and he will take care of you. That's all I'm thinking. As a dad, some dads I was like, rah, rah. You know what, to me, as long as you don't hurt my daughter, you provide for my daughter, and you love my daughter, that's all. But I think my man, hey, too late now. Well, fine. I love you, Kaden.
How did you feel when he talked to you about us getting married?
I was just like, you know what? This fucker better come and talk to me one sooner or later. He's gonna have to. So it was like I wasn't not like expecting him. I was just like, yeah, whenever it happens, it happens.
What was your favorite memory of my wedding?
Preparation. First time I seen you in your dress. The father and daughter dance. When I seen you walk down that aisle, walking you down that aisle, and just to see like your glow the whole night. It's just that's all dad can dream of, is to see their daughters happy at their wedding day.
I thought you were gonna say the best part of your wedding was when I got to see my brothers.
I know I'm going to see my brothers no matter what, you know. And yes, of course, seeing them is that's your dads. So, and your aunties and your cousins, my nieces and my nephews.
I think one of my best memories is seeing you dance with them again. That's one of my best memories of my wedding, was just seeing you're talking about my glow, but your glow, brother, you know. I'm gonna put a video right here. This dude, when he gets with his brothers and he's like doing his thing. He's the happiest man ever.
Because that's my happy place. spending every day with those brothers right there, entertaining the world and entertaining our families. You know, that's our thing, man. That's what we do. And I wish I could like be with them right now and still do shows with them. You know.
What do you see in the next 10 years? What are your dreams and goals?
Man, I'm just trying to strive to finish up this year strong, and I don't look like that far ahead because tomorrow is never promised. So I always look like, yeah, tomorrow's not promised, but like the next day at least. You know, every plan that we make in life can always change in a split second. So I always try to plan as I go.
What part of your life brings you joy?
World peace.
Say world peace? You smart? What's going on? You said world peace.
No, that meant for the first question, the one you said before.
So what do you see in the next 10 years? World peace.
What brings me joy in my life is to know that I still can provide a house, a roof, food for my family. And always, I know that I'm still around to protect my kids and the rest of my family and the people that I love. And even for our mutts, because they count as well.
Second to last question is, are you happy?
I am happy. I am very happy in being healthy, being able to wake up every morning. Yes, I am happy in that sense. Happy with my life, happy wife, happy life. As long as she's happy, I'm happy.
As long as she's happy, I'm happy.
Is she laughing?
The last question is, what is a topic that you want to hear about on our podcast?
I want to hear you guys' story. You guys' story of life growing up.
But okay, yeah, we can talk about that. We'll eventually do our own. A tell-all.
Shout out, Wolfpack!
Well, thanks, Dad, for being on our podcast. We're so happy that you got to share your life story. I'm sure everybody is going to be interested to know, like, you lived in Samoa pretty much your whole childhood, and then you moved to Hawaii, and then you moved to Utah, then you moved to Hawaii, then you moved to Utah, then you moved to Hawaii, then you moved to Utah, and then you had all these different jobs. So I'm glad that you got to come on here, share like what you wanted to share.
It's what you guys wanted to hear.
He's like, I didn't want to actually share. Yeah, that you were willing to share. Yeah, we're really grateful that you could come on here. I am, at least.
Yes, no, we are very appreciative of everything that you do for us as well. Thank you all for watching this week's episode. Come back next week and you get to see Uncle Jay. Just kidding.
But yeah, guys, tune in next week. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Tune in.
Oh, comment down below.
Comment down below if Uncle Dorian should grow out his hair again.
Oh, dude, crazy. Wait, hold on, wait, pause. My dad had long hair for the longest time. My dad had long hair until 2009. And then long hair, like long like my
bun.
hair. Like shaved on the bottom, long hair. And then my dad shaved off his whole hair because my mom had breast cancer. If he wanted to, he would, ladies. If he wanted to, he would. Comment down below. If he wanted to, he would. Thank you guys for watching.
Tune in.
Tune in next week.
Are we playing?
I could do the K20 shaka. Just keep going.